whenever you're ready.
Okay, my name is Bryson Striker Lyons, and I am the race organizer and longtime downhill skateboarder.
Nice. All right, well, let's start off. People who don't know what longboarding is, what is it?
It's it's a giant skateboard. It's a big skateboard. It's a skateboard, and it's generally used for uh, commuting to the local store, or if you're in California and the surf's bad, you can emulate that surf by going for some carves on the concrete wave. So it's just a giant. It's just a bigger skateboard, about 3, 4, 5 feet. And
So, because it's a bigger skateboard, then what's the difference between it and a smaller skateboard?
it's quieter. It's smoother. It's more like a surf style feel. Um, it's more for cruising. And like the smaller skateboards are more for flips and tricks and grinding, and they're a lot louder. So the longboard it's more of a, yeah, just a cruiser kind of board.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, the attack of Danger Bay has come into town. What happens at this?
This is the 11th year of the attack of Danger Bay up on the Sunshine Coast, Pender Harbor, and 11 years ago, I'm responsible for the first downhill skateboard race in Canada.
Wow, so that was the first one in Canada, right on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, it was the first race in Canada, and we gave out the most money in the world for our sport, for the ladies, for the men, for the masters division, 40 plus, and for the juniors. We've given out the most money in the world for the men's in like nine years in a row, and it's been the biggest race in the world for the last 11. There's no other race that holds more racers than Attack of Danger Bay, and there was until Australia there wasn't any races that were paying out more cash than Danger Bay. So it's really set the bar for organizers to pay those ladies and pay the men and pay the juniors, pay the masters, and get some good racing in.
Wow, so why the Sunshine Coast? Why did you decide to have the race there?
Um, it was just because I went to school there and I graduated there, and there's really nothing to do. Um, so that was, well, there's lots to do, but the hills, they're really nice and windy, and I moved to Vancouver, and I got into longboarding, and I kind of learned in the streets downtown. But when I went home and I realized what kind of hills were over in Pender Harbor, it was just like I fell in love with riding the windy, curvy, rolling hills of the Sunshine Coast. So I moved back home, and that's what I did. I rode those hills, and then from there moved to the mountains. Started riding mountain roads all over BC and Alberta. And now we ride the world. Travel. They don't build the hills big enough over here for us, so we have to take airplanes to Colorado and Brazil, where we can go even faster. So it's come a long way. It's come a
So it's
long.
pretty huge in Canada then, I guess, considering Canada hosts the biggest one in the world.
Yeah, and it's we've had about 7 world champions since then in about 11 years. So on the international racing circuit, we dominate. Australia's closely catching up to us, and California, the rebirth of California is back. So they're working hard down there too to stop us. So we're still leading, but we got some countries on our heels now.
What kind of speeds do you guys hit when you're doing these racing?
Uh, when we first started, we were just breaking over 100 kilometers per hour, and now the world record's held by Attack of Danger Bay 4 champion Micho Urban from Vernon, BC. He also has a race in Vernon 3 weeks after Danger Bay, and he has it's 83 miles an hour, so 130 kilometers.
Wow, and just to give us a picture of what it looks like, are they standing on these boards? Are you lying down like some sort of luge, or how does it work?
No, we're standing up.
Standing up. How do you keep your balance at 130 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, the wind. Yeah, the wind can almost blow you off at that speeds. It's you have to have a nice aerodynamic tuck. You got to have a really nice tuck, so you're bent forward with your head first, and you're kind of crouched, and you're really compact. Your back knees tucked in behind your front knee, and then your chest is leaning on the laying down pretty much. You lay your chest down on your front leg, the top of your knee there, and then you just kind of bend down and you put your arms behind your butt and you squeeze, and that's it's quite amazing how fast you can actually go on these things if you really want.
Sounds like it's got to be quite a rush.
Oh, it's a huge rush, and it's really nice communities in British Columbia, especially, that give us a safe place to let us close the road down and give us a safe place to you know practice our sport. We have hay bales and ambulances, and we have full custom leather suits and aerodynamic helmets. If they're not the speed helmets, we have really nice helmets and gloves and stuff like that. So to be able to showcase our sport in a safe environment and have communities in British Columbia supporting that, like we have 15 races in British Columbia alone from Danger Bay till mid-September. There's a race every weekend, and that's not including one in Edmonton and one in Calgary. So there's a lot of communities that embraced us, and we're very thankful because we get to show the local kids of each community, how to do it safe, and it gives them a safe environment to ride fast and push the limits on their boards. So it's British Columbia is a very unique scene we have out here, and we have international riders from all over the world flocking here just to hit our circuit.
Well, that's pretty sweet. Now, it makes me curious. How do you guys actually train for this? Are there safe training places as well?
Well, basically from September, mid-September, or sorry, from Danger Bay till mid-September, every weekend we have a race now. So every weekend we're safely training at a different race course, and some of the events can be anywhere from a day to 5 days. So you'll have 5 days on some of these races on this course where it's closed down, and they just let us play. So yeah, so that's what it's come to. Our whole summer's packed. It's there's no more resting.
Well, that's awesome. Now, I imagine this must be a great spectator event, hey?
Oh, it's amazing. I've been doing it 11 years, 12 years. I've broken so many helmets, and so I only race about 2 or 3 of the races. So nowadays, and I've been announcing all of the races. So I'm the announcer, and I've been getting flown around to Australia and California and Colorado, and I've been just announcing all these races, and I'm always on the corner that there's always the big crashes, and it's just to see the people in the crowd scream and yell in every town. When you have 4 to 6 to 8 guys racing into a corner at the same time, going speeds of anywhere from 70 to 90 kilometers per hour, and then crashing into the hay bales and boards exploding all over the place, and it's very exciting. You're gonna see it in the Olympics one day, for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, the event it's always the third weekend in May, so it's this year from May 17th to 23rd.
Yeah.
Excellent. And there's some information on coastlongboarding.com.
Yeah, there should be some information there, and there's a shuttle bus. There's no parking on site, so there's a shuttle bus at the Oak Tree Market. It's right in Madeira Park, so that's how everyone can get there. It's a free shuttle bus. If you want to tip your driver, that'd be amazing. And yeah, there you go. Pick up your garbage and don't be smoking cigarettes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. Take our free shuttle bus and come to Pender Harbor. It's the 67th annual May Day Festival, so it's the longest running May Day Festival in North America as well. So we're having a blast over there.
Nice. All right, well, thank you again so much. Do you want me to send you an MP3 of this?
I'd love that.
Okay, I'll send one off to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.